Welcome to Teen Up, a podcast that digs deeper into the thoughts of teenagers' mind about the wonders of the world.
If you're new here, I'm your host, Isabella.
And I'm Glenn. If you're not, welcome back.
Here is a quick disclaimer. We are two teenagers that are doing our best to research everything. However, we are not experts, so if we offend anyone or say something wrong, we want to apologize in advance. Please email us to tell us what was wrong. Thank you. This week, we are going to talk about overall this bullying topic and how to cope with bullying. So specifically towards how to deal with cyberbullying, here is some steps that could perhaps help with cyberbullying. And if you're in this situation, you could learn from this as well. So cyberbullying is basically all on the internet. So the first thing you want to do is to report this incident and block the user. Most social media websites like maybe Instagram or Facebook, you are able to block this person and, you could file reports against these offensive profiles, which is super useful because, maybe the app or that website would just delete the user.
But one thing I'd say I would definitely do is keep some receipts.
That is right. That is right.
Just so you know, it could turn into a internet drama.
You really like Twitter dramas. Yeah.
Just kidding though. But I mean, if you are actually hurt by someone, I would say just screenshot it. I mean, you don't have to look at it every day and hurt yourself, but it's always good to have a proof.
And sometimes, blocking one user, they could have Instagram, I know for sure, they have this option, block other accounts that are created from the same user. So, you could just do that all in one click. Super easy.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know that? You're really good at blocking people.
No, I've block, those? I'm really off topic right here, but there are some sexual accounts that are super annoying. They keep popping up, and it is super useful to have that option to, just be able to block all of these users at once.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so step number 2 is to seek help. So cyberbullying is very scary, and it is scary when rumors spread, when there's a Twitter drama. It spreads super easily, and some are even worse, like death or rape threats. Yeah, so it is super important to have your support system and to seek help. Reach out to your family and friends, and if you're still a student and it's happening, students having rumors about you on social medias, maybe talk to your teacher, your counselors. Yeah, seek help.
Yeah, I would say definitely seek help from professionals. They know how to deal with it. They can find you the right path to go on. And it can really help you from making wrong decisions. Like the next one Isabella's going to talk about.
So this next step is to avoid retaliating and responding. When someone's trying to harass you on the internet, maybe saying that, oh, she's so fat, don't reply to that comment. Don't say oh, you're fat, I'm not fat. Don't
or oh, you're ugly.
Yeah, don't respond back. Don't give a reaction. Don't give what the abuser or that commenter what they want. Maybe all they wanted was the attention or the satisfaction of you responding. If it was me, I would totally want to respond to that person and just go up to their house and hit them or something. But don't ever do that. Yeah, don't do that. One example for this is, so my sister used to play me, not play with me, but play me, and make me cry all the time. And I would just give her the satisfaction of, crying and getting very annoyed by what she's doing. And then she would continue to do that every day. And my mom told me to don't give her any response, don't cry, just ignore her. And after I learned how to do that, my sister stopped playing me. So super useful right there. And step 4, Glenn just talked about it. Keep the receipts. Don't delete the evidence. Always, like...
You never know when it's gonna turn into an internet drama.
That is true. So always, like, screenshot what you, like, just don't delete it, even though, like, you don't want to keep it. Like, you don't want to keep seeing that comment there, but you have to keep the evidence. You can use this evidence to do a lot of things, file a written complaint to, like, the cyber police, or file an FIR about the incident. FIR means first information report. It's, reporting these information to the police.
And, it could be court evidence if you're gonna sue that person. I actually once heard that this YouTuber who got, like, haters saying that she is ugly or, like, something about her face.
Mm-hmm.
So she did something that's, like, very crazy. Not, like, crazy, but she sued all of the haters.
Mm-hmm.
And got, like, a bunch of money, right?
Oh, wow.
And she used those money to have a plastic surgery. So, like, in your face, like, you say I'm ugly, okay, you're gonna pay for my plastic surgery. That is very empowering.
Yeah.
And, I do feel like these haters on the internet saying people are ugly, saying people are dumb, stupid, they need to stop, right?
Yeah, like, what's the point of doing this? It doesn't make you worth more either.
Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
it could really putting you in danger of being sued, because it's not like you're on the internet and nobody knows who you are, so people's gonna let this slide.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually meet somebody who will actually sue you,
Mm-hmm.
it could, like, really get into the whole thing.
Yeah. So, number 5, this last super important step. Don't post identifying information online. Don't put where you are in your stories. Don't be, like, tagging the people you're hanging out with, or tagging your location, like which fancy restaurant you're hanging out right now. Don't do that, because if you are getting, like, threats, like death threats or, like, rape threats, it's easier for these harassers to know where you live and where you hang out at, which is super dangerous. Like, if you're an influencer and you have, like, a whole group of haters, they're gonna be out trying to look for you,
Some people are just crazy, man.
I know, like, what the heck? But yeah, just protect yourself. Don't post identifying information online. I think one super, like, useful hack, if you don't want to, like, actually let people know where you're at right now and you still want to post that famous restaurant, you could still, take a picture and maybe put the story out, like, a day after or a week after, and still tag that restaurant. Yeah, you could still do it. Just don't do it right when you're there too.
Pretend like you're having dinner over there, but now it's just a bait. All the haters will go there.
So that one's, like, a super good hack. So these are the 5 really important steps for you to cope with cyberbullying, which is, I feel like it's super useful.
Because I feel like internet kind of make people more bully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe they just feel like it's not as bad as physical bullying.
Or, like, in-person bully.
Yeah, because they don't have to, stand out and actually say it to that person's face. They could just sit behind their computer and just type what they think.
But it's not less important. It's also very harmful for people. And it should really be addressed, I think.
Yeah. And with social media being, like, super important nowadays, and the past online school where everyone's just online and not being able to see their classmates face to face, a lot of drama could happen on social media. Yeah. So these 5 steps could maybe help you. And overall, I just think with bullying, always seek help and act smart. Don't fight back because you feel like you can. You can, but that would lead to worse consequences. Maybe it's physical in person. Maybe the bully would get, really agitated and do something worse, something more than they usually do.
I would say don't get into, like, a petty fight. If you're bullied, you should definitely find someone who can help you and make that person get what they deserve.
Yeah.
But don't do it yourself, because if you're harming them, then you're not gonna turn out so well either.
Yeah, that's totally true. And find help from people that have like more power over them.
After the break, we're gonna talk about our overall takeaway on bullying.
Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about what we overall think of bullying.
It's bad.
It is. I personally think that bullying could never be stopped. Like it's going to be an ongoing thing. There's nothing that a school can do to completely avoid bullying, because there are verbal bullying, which you can break up a fight, but you can't stop students from saying bad things to another student. Yeah, you could like stop them from cursing, like saying bad words, but you can't stop them from, subtly hurting them.
Yeah, but I want to bring up a point. It might be a little bit unpopular, but it might sound weird, but I want to say, like, I'm not trying to blame anyone or any person who is getting bullied, but I would say that bullying is, in a way, a two-sided thing. And what I'm kind of saying is that nobody is completely a victim and nobody is completely like a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, I would say that in a way that both sides would have something to change to make the whole situation better. And because there is a really fine line here between the bully and the bullied. Because in a way, the person who bullies other, maybe he or she has some difficulties. Maybe that person is being abused at other places. And you cannot really blame them for what they're doing, like, completely. Of course it's bad, but they do it for a reason, in a way. They maybe couldn't change that much. And I would say that by punishing the bully, it wouldn't be the best way to deal with bullying. The best way is to try to understand why and solve that. You really need to know, like, the underlying reasons for people that bullies other to kind of eliminate that in the future. It's like in the episode where we talk about murder, right? We say that we need to understand the motives to stop future murderers. And I think that still holds true here for bullies. I mean, it's not as bad as murder, but there is something that we can do. But that something is not just punishing whoever is the bully.
Yeah.
And I feel like we also need to educate people for standing up for others and for themselves.
I think this is super true. Like the first episode, you talked about the upstanders, right? And not being the bystander. It's super important for, like, people are all empathetic about this situation, and nobody wants to get bullied. No one wants to get hurt, but no one's willing to take this step forward to help another person. Because if all of the audience, all of the bystanders were able to stand up to that bully together with the bullied, none of this would happen, right? It is super important to teach people to express their opinions, especially when it is able to help someone.
And if the bullied know that somebody would support them if they stand up for themselves, maybe they would fight back. Maybe they would do something about it.
Yeah. It's all about like having another person by your side.
It's not really like the whole bully situation, I would say, is everybody's responsibility. Everybody there, every character or like every role we talked about in the first episode, everyone is involved and everyone is responsible.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. And I think the only way to improve or like change the bullying situation is to educate people, is to let people know that they should stand up for the right cause. They should do the right thing. And it's same for everyone.
Okay. Yeah, it's super important to know that everyone's equal and not like the bully is more powerful. No, because if we're all students, we're supposed to be on, the equal, like the same class. If you put like a school into like a hierarchy kind of point of view, everyone's equal, and we should always be able to express our opinions whenever we have one, and especially ones that are able to stop people from getting hurt. I feel like this is super true. It's not just like the bullying situations. It also applies to other things, like having when you're having like a group discussion. Maybe one is like there was no assigned leader, but one takes the lead, and maybe we don't agree with what the leader says, but that leader maybe,
bossy.
Yeah, like that's their personality, and they just take over and just tell people what to do, but maybe not all of the members are happy with what this project will turn out. Yeah, so like what we don't agree on that, but maybe one member is willing to speak it out, to say to this leader that something's wrong, but that member may not be like super brave. Like they maybe just need the other members to agree with that member that yes, we all think that this should be fixed.
Totally.
Yeah, and that member would be like, oh, I've got the agreement where we agree on this, and it is time to change that.
So the final takeaway, I would say, is if you're experiencing bully, whether it's done to you or done to people around you, you should seek for help for yourselves or for your friends and families or close ones. And it is very important to know that doing the right thing would essentially always do you good. One day, even though, maybe some people will hate you on that, one day you will look back and you will know that you did the right thing and you will be proud of yourselves.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel.
Also, comment down below if you have any thoughts. You could click on the bell to get notified when we upload a new video as well.
Thank you and bye.